What is going on, guys? Sid here with another FIFA 22 video, and welcome to the RTG on this channel. So guys, I know this video, when you guys see it, it's going to be a little delayed, but guys, there's good reason for it. Oh my god, guys, I did the most amazing amount of grinding from yesterday's video to today's video. Guys, no money put in from the start of this RTG to now. If you guys look at RTG episode 1, right, and this is how it's always been, unless I state it's going to be a quasi RTG, which is when I put in money. This hasn't been done for years, but usually I would put in money during the team of the only twice, like that's my rules, right? Where I put it in only during the team of the year and the team of the season cycles. But guys, I haven't done that in years, right? And guys, as you can see from the start of the marker, right? From episode 1 of FIFA 22's RTG, you see that marker at 100, where you see the not the FUT coins, the EA points, right? Like when you do the pre-order, right? I had 100 remaining and I left that marker at 100. So guys, that's how you know this has been a pure RTG from start to finish. Guys, this has been a massive undertaking, a massive undertaking. But guys, the team that you see there, right? The team that you see there is about to be it's about to be reality, right? It's about to come to life, because guys, today we have completed the Raphaël Varane, right? And how was this able to happen? Well guys, I just did the headliners swaps token, and I just redeemed I think it was like the 82 plus by 25 or by 20 or whatever it was, right? And I got a whole bunch of fodder from that. I did the France Cup. I still got games to play in that, but I lost a lot today because there's a lot of like A-level players, like a lot of high rated players, right? So I actually did pretty bad today, right, in the France Cup, but I did still get some player picks. I did the 85 plus by 10, I did the 85 plus by 5, and I said, let me just scrap that video, let me just cut to the chase, and let's just get the Raphaël Varane done, right? But with all the fodder that I had, right, I've essentially cleared out my club in order to get this done, right? And the only thing we need to do now is pick up a shadow, right? And once we pick up a shadow chem style, we're good to go. But guys, everyone that you see on the screen here constitutes as it helps make that 89 rated squad. This is the cheapest I could have made it. We're gonna send through this Abdi Pele, which is not that big of a loss because we're not running that side, right? But let me just make sure I'm recording, because all we have to do now is pick up an engine chem style. No, wait. We picked up an engine chem style for Varane in preparation for this. We just have to pick up a shadow chem style for Conte. We're going to drop Conte down into the CDM role, right? And we're going to put Marcus Thuram as a center attacking mid. I don't know how I'm going to play, but I just had some breakfast, so at least I can tell you guys. What a day. Raphaël Varane, the Real Madrid legend. Guys, if only we had Cristiano Ronaldo, this would be a great reunion, right? In game at least. But guys, Raphaël Varane is done. We put an engine chem style on him, and he's one of the goated center backs in the game. Big, huge build in game, big center back body. Guys, this is the ideal card. Highly linkable, highly expensive, right? But I think it's worth it, guys. I think this card will be worth it in game. I missed out on the last high-rated Varane card mid-season, and guys, this kind of makes up for it because we have our first 99 in our RTG, right? So the God Squad really is a God Squad, right? And guys, how insane is that? We're gonna get an initial impressions / player review right off the bat, right? And anything else going forward, we can do the Ferland Mendy. We can do other French linkables, right? Futties linkables like the premium Antoine Griezmann, right? We can do Greasy. We can do anyone that's linkable, right? And we just need 1,500 coins, like right now. Okay, good. So guys, that was very strange. I just got booted from Ultimate Team really quickly, right? I think that was just a weird glitch, right? But guys, Raphaël Varane is done. We're in D2, right? And now we have to work up to D1, right? Let's make sure everyone has the correct chem styles. Conte Let's make sure everyone's on 10 chem. Everyone is on 10 chem. The only difference that you're going to see on the screen right now is that Da Costa is on for Cordoba. Cordoba is right there. Tonali's right there. Joshua Kimmich is right there. Let's look at our super subs really quickly. Want to make sure that we have the correct super subs. We're going to need a striker. So let's see. We can throw Lewandowski on for... We can do that. Why not? We can do that. Right? Because Solskjaer has a small build in game. We're going to have a 5-star weak foot super sub, right? Who's our center backs? Mario Gomez has to be our center back, right? Center back super sub, right? We're going to make sure we do this absolutely perfectly, right? Atal is good too, right? But I don't have a chem style for him, right? Okay, so let's do that. Oh, we do have Kalulu as well, right? But this is just much better. Guys, look at this. Everyone's on 10 chem. I don't want to waste any more time talking your ears off. So what's going to end up happening? Because of Benzema's build in game, he's still just 6'1", right? And I'm used to playing with Marcus Thuram in that position, and he's 6'4". So if it's anything, what I'll do, right, if he doesn't pan out in the first game, what we'll do is we'll drop Benzema down into the center attacking mid position and put Marcus Thuram up top, right? Just because of the bigger build, right? Alassane Playa is actually 5'11", right? So I don't know what sense I'm trying to make there, but you get the point. Let's go. First match. No way in hell this is going to be bad. Alright, so guys, we're jumping into the first of 2 matches. I decided to do 2 matches just to try out the Varane card, and then I'm off to the gym like right after. But guys, as you can see, my opponent is running an insanely well put together endgame side. He's got endgame Cristiano Ronaldo, right? One of the endgame Cristiano Ronaldo cards. Guys, I think all Cristiano Ronaldo cards are endgame. But guys, this match of the 2 was a much more offensive match, right? It didn't start off that way, but it definitely ended in that manner, because both opponents that I faced were extremely tough opponents, right? And I was just trying to get my hands, I was just like wrap my head around the Varane card. And guys, Chiellini takes Benzema down in the box. My opponent got a little too aggressive from the start, but I think because we both had Varane in our back lines, right? I had Varane paired with Lacroix, and he had Varane paired with Chiellini, right? So, but both of us had endgame teams, right? Endgame back lines as well, right? So 2 well put together sides, right? So you had to expect that this was going to be a barn burner, and guys, that's exactly what it was, right? So as you can see here, I make it 1-0 right off the top. You see that beautiful slide tackle from Lacroix, right? That build, the build on the Lacroix card, the build on the Varane card, absolutely insane. And what do you see there, right? That little nudge from Varane, and then he just slide tackles the ball out, right? And then Theo Hernandez on the left-handed side, absolutely insane, right? The pairing in the back line, Da Costa works really well as well. But guys, of course you have, when you're playing against the likes of a Cristiano Ronaldo, a Eusebio, any of the real end game, like top tier, like strikers, you're going to have to expect sometimes, you know, because of their player traits and things like that, right? And just because they're special cards in the game, that they're going to get one on you sometimes, right? So that was what I had to expect once you're playing a high pace, a high tempo player, right, in your opponent, right? If your opponent is moving at a max tempo, like he's really like trying to win is what I'm saying, right? He's really committed to the match. You just know you're going to concede some goals, right? So what you're trying to do, look, Davies does the defensive work, right? So what you're going to try to do, regardless of that fact, right, you're going to try your best to minimize the damage in the back line, right? But when you're coming across Cristiano Ronaldo and Eusebio, and you're coming across a high-level player with a God squad as well, right? It's really difficult. I'm just going to say that like right off the bat, right? But the Varane card, you can see like when your opponent uses their strikers or their attackers, their forwards, what you're going to notice is that Varane is always in the correct position, right? My opponent's doing much more of the defensive work because I was much more offensive in the first half, right? So it's 2-1, right? Alassane Playa takes the shot and he gets it, right? So it's 2-1, right? By the first half, but then second half now, my opponent flips like a switch, right? He flips a switch, and I think it came down to the Lafont card, actually, right? Something about the Lafont card, right? He's just not as good in game, right? I feel like the Hugo Lloris card is just a little better, right? And he's going to be much more sought after, right? So the Lafont card in the second half kind of like he kind of left me in no man's land, and you're gonna see there I accidentally like clip a goal out, but he hit me with 2 fast ones. You're gonna see the replay of that goal because I think it happened like right during like the time I was trying to sub out my players, right? Yeah, Eusebio takes the next shot, he beats Varane, right, to make it 3-2, right? So he hit me with a double like really quickly out of nowhere, right? And I'm just like scratching my head, I'm like, what the hell did I do in the second half? Did I fall asleep? Right? So I'm just trying to like bring on the subs, the adequate subs. And as I was saying, right? I was saying in previous videos, right? Sometimes the Benzema card, right? I don't know if I said it or not actually, right? I may have scrapped the video that I wanted to say it in, but the build on the Benzema card, it's good, right? But he's 6'1", right, in game. And Marcus Thuram, I think he's either 6'3" or 6'4", but he's a much bigger build of a card, right? And he's harder to nudge off the ball. So I'm feeling like Marcus Thuram feels like the much better endgame striker. But as you can see, Eusebio puts away another goal. And I'm just like scratching my head at this point. I'm like, what is really going on, right? Like, this is Varane's his debut match, and I'm about to lose the match, right? But I bring on Lewandowski, does a turn, right? Takes a finesse shot. Did not expect that, but it ended up going in, right? So Robert Lewandowski as a super sub, actually goated super sub material, right? 3-4, right? So we do bring it back, and then Lewandowski again, right? Takes on Van der Sar. Van der Sar beats him, but what you're gonna notice, right? It's the 88th minute, right? Alassane Playa cuts inside. Beautiful moves, right? And then Lewandowski is in the correct position. We pull it back to make it 4-4. Varane had some trip ups with Lacroix in the back, and then I think I brought on Mario Gomez in the second half, right? But it's not really down to them, right? It was down to the fact that my opponent had some goated strikers as well, and he's running a formation that's probably comparable to mine, right, is what I'm going to say there. And the player himself, right, my opponent is actually just a highly skilled opponent, right? So Varane did do a lot of, I pulled back with the defensive work, right? I pulled myself together.
Why do I feel like I need a breather after that? Lewandowski as a super sub is absolutely insane. This team put together, my opponent, absolutely amazing opponent to play against. Guys, amazing goals shared between the two of us. I actually wanted to do Raphaël Varane with the penalty, right, just to give him the debut goal. But I think Lafont, that match came down to having Lafont in the back, right, as my goalkeeper. I think I need Hugo Lloris, right, just for that extra oomph, right? But amazing goals shared between both of us, right? That was the only trip up with the Varane card, because that, I felt like that tackle, I felt like it was, not only was it clean, right? Like, not only was it clean, but he shouldn't have like gotten nudged off that easily from Eusebio, right? So that's the only thing, right? What an insane clutch comeback, right? But that was the only thing that took me off guard with the card. But between Varane and Lacroix, I'm going to tell you right now, it's just a matter of time, because all it feels like I have to do is just learn my players in that position, right? In the correct positions. I feel like Benzema, the Benzema card is good, right? The 98 Benzema card, it's good, but I feel like the Marcus Thuram just nudges him out just a little bit
Just because I guess it's because I'm kind of used to playing with like a 6'4", right, height player, right, in that position, right. The build of the character model is just a little bigger, right, for that end game finish, right. That end of not end game, that the final two to finish the ball, right. I feel like the Benzema card is better placed in the center attacking mid role. Don't kill me over that thought, but it just feels like. It feels like that. It honestly does feel like that in game. Benzema still feels like he gets nudged off the ball too easily. But with that being said, not a bad game to start off and to learn the card, right? Let's do one more match because I've got a busy day ahead of me, right? And this grinding took forever, and I want to get this video out to you guys, right? That's more important. Alright, so we're getting into the second match now of the two. And guys, look at this endgame team. Guys, by the way, on a side note, I faced both of these guys before, right? So these are all high-class opponents, right? I faced them throughout the season. I recognize the usernames. I recognize everything about these guys, right? After a while, you end up playing against the same people, right? So right there, I thought like he was like he wasn't playing from the start, so I made like a crappy pass. Shouldn't have done that, right? But we get into the second match, right? And I definitely recognize my opponent. My opponent is a definite defense. He's a wall, right? He's a defensive brick, right? His backline, everything about my opponent is just he's a class opponent, right? I faced all of these guys before. I reiterate that from time to time, right? Because once you play in Rivals, the matchmaking, right? Regardless of what happens, the matchmaking, it just pairs you with the same same opponents, from the beginning of the season to now, right? But as you can see there, right, I chose the wrong side with the Varane card, and I did not expect him with my opponent with the Kevin De Bruyne card to rip the shot at the angle that he did, right? I didn't expect him to take, because it was a longer distance shot, but he took the distance, well, it's still inside the box, but you get what I'm saying. But look at the Lacroix card, right? So Varane paired with Lacroix, right? I got really defensive after that, right? I got super defensive. I made sure, you see, as you can see, I went into that hard tackle with that hard standing tackle with Varane, getting used to the card, and the pace of this match was absolutely insane, right? Get the ball with Benzema, take the finesse shot. It takes a bounce, right? It takes a bounce, but the finesse shot goes in regardless. So we make it 1-1 like right away, right? And I got super defensive in this match because of that, right? And I can't stress this to you enough. I faced this opponent many times over, right? So it's a class opponent. Both of my opponents, both of the people that you see in this video, very class. But look right there, Varane sprints over and he actually takes the ball away, right? He swipes the ball. So guys, right there, you see the potential in the Varane card. Is he worth doing as an SBC? I'm gonna let you know that. Look, Benzema takes a shot, right? Right when I say, by the way, yeah, Benzema takes a shot, makes it 2-1. And right there, I get super defensive for the rest of the match, right? I still try to take shots, but I keep hitting the crossbar in this match for some reason. I'm just going to cut to the chase there because I want to talk more about the Benzema card. So, Benzema paired with Lacroix, right? He will still get beat, right? Him and Lacroix will still get beat because it's at that stage in the game where you're going to come across players that... And oh yeah, and Donnarumma was just making saves like crazy, right? But as you're gonna see in this video, right, if you pay attention to the gameplay as I'm talking your ear off, right? Yeah, Donnarumma with another save, right? So I'm trying to make my point, but Donnarumma keeps making saves, right? But yeah, as I'm saying, guys, is the Varane card worth doing? It's completely up to you guys. If you need a linkable Prem side, right, like high-end Prem team with highly linkable players, and you're making a crazy hybrid, of course you're gonna want to do the Varane, right? Can the stats on the Varane card stand alone versus like the likes of other French players like Kalulu and things like that? Of course, right? Of course he will, right? But the thing is, he's in the most popular league, right? And when you want to make like a Prem or a French hybrid side, you're going to want to do the Varane card, right? If you have the fodder. And here you go, right? You guys are just going to see me hit the post, or, right? I don't know. Yeah. It's just back-to-back posts, right? I'm not even putting that much on my shots, right? It's just you're facing Donnarumma, and it's something about the way the game works, the game mechanics works, that when you take the shots, the probability of you putting the shots away is just going to be like that, right? But the Varane card, is he worth doing, right? Because he's a 9.8. Like, I'm going to rate him a 9.8. He tracks back super well, right? And when you want to get defensive, as you can see, the game ends 2-1, and I just shut out my opponent for the rest of the time, right? So you got that
I chose the wrong side, right? So I gave
two errors,
De Bruyne
right,
a lot of space. But yeah, guys,
but that's just because
9.8 to 10 out of 10
cards
card.
that end up facing off against Rafa Varane are just cards that naturally will eventually just find an opening, just from a probabilistic perspective, right? You're never going to always have that clean sheet as you move higher up in the divisions, because you're going to face off against the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, you're going to face off the likes against Kevin De Bruyne, you're going to face off the likes against 99 rated players, right? There's only a couple of 99 rated players, right? But you're going to face off against 98s and 99s, and the probability is you're going to, their dribbling stats are just going to be, a little better, so eventually they'll be able to beat Varane. But the likelihood of beating, right, a 6'3" player and a 6'3" player, right? So both of these guys are 6'3", right? The likelihood of beating a 6'0" player and a 6'2" player, right, it diminishes, right? Because there's such big character model builds, but with good enough agility that you can shift directions fast enough in your back line. So right now, what you're seeing here is a very, very big backline, but a very agile backline for being very big, right? And I feel like Lafont in the first game cost me the match, right? Cost me the win, right? I have to switch over to Hugo Lloris, right? If I want to stand any chance in the back, right? But that's going to be like a marginal difference, but it's the little margins that make or break the game, right? Once you're coming up against a respectable end game side, right, in your opponent's team as well. Because yeah, as I said in a couple of videos back, right, everyone who's still playing FIFA is going to be a committed FIFA player, right? And that's where I want to end the video, right? I feel like we should end the video now, right? Not because I'm obviously gonna lose matches, right, as on the climb, but not because of that, but because it highlights what the Varane's potential is, right? I don't think we can get anything else from going forward and doing more matches, right? You get an idea of how he plays, you get an idea of how he pairs up with this Theo Hernandez card, right? So Theo Hernandez and Varane on the left-handed side is an extremely huge build. Lacroix and Da Costa on the right-hand side, extremely huge build, right? So it's the only thing now. What do I do with the Benzema? Do you guys think I should drop the Benzema down into the center attacking mid position and use Marcus Thuram up front because he is the bigger build, right? And he doesn't have to do as, he won't, probability, the likelihood of him getting nudged off the ball is a little lower, right? So that's what I'm thinking there. That's the rationale there. And for the Benzema, his dribbling is high enough that he can beat everyone in the center attacking mid position, right? That's what I'm thinking. Don't have my head if you think something different, right? It's all trial and error, and it's all good times, right? This Alphonso Davies card with the marksman chem style is absolutely goated. Why did I hit the crossbar so much in that match? That's just irking the hell out of me. But guys, you got an insane video. Hope you guys loved it, right? Peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours. Once you learn this Varane card, I'm telling you, highly linkable, highly usable. That's the initial impression / player review. He 9 times out of 10, he's gonna mark your opponent like to the T. He's going to win the tackles. He's gonna win the sprints, right? Because he's so big in the back, right? His body type is just amazing and amazingly well suited for this game, right? So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 9.7 to a 9.8 with the potential of being a straight 10 out of 10 player, right? But if his dribbling stats were a little bit better, I think he'd be extremely goated and just get a 10 out of 10 straight. But obviously I have to learn the player, right? So let's say 9.8, and when I learn the player, he'll be a 10 out of 10. How does that sound, right? It sounds correct, right? It sounds correct, and it sounds like my skills are lacking as in the back, right? That's calibrating for user error and the rust that I have from not playing competitively for 2 months, right? But as I move up in the divisions, right, that's going to be much more noticeable, right? I'm gonna in the final weeks, right? Your faster commercial fibers, I'll bring it back up, and then that'll be that. But guys, I gotta head out to the gym now. I hope you guys love this video. Do drop some love if you liked what you saw. Peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours. Sid out.